Good afternoon, everyone. It's Beth Kozik from Elegant Greetings. Welcome to our Saturday catalog copycat cards. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. It's a beautiful Saturday here in Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, and it's looking like spring out there more and more each day. So I'm very excited for the weekend. Hope everybody's doing well, and thanks for joining me. We always start out our time together by me giving away the project that was made last time. So this is the really pretty card that we made, and it featured the On the Horizon stamp set and the coordinating die set, and that is from our mini catalog. And it's just an absolutely gorgeous card. We used some of the designer series paper on the background, did a little bit of stamping, die cut this blue piece that's kind of the background. The fence is die cut from some wood grain designer paper, as well as this little piece of the grass up front. And we added a sentiment and these adorable little pebbles, which are available once again, and a little bit of ribbon. So this entire suite is available in our mini catalog. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it will be featured at my Stamp Your Way classes, which will be later this month, and they are going to be held on April 30th and May 1st. So we're a little bit later this month due to my schedule change. So if you're interested in that one, you can certainly select that as one of the class options for later this month. So more will be published about that. Let's go ahead and give away the project, and the way to be able to have an opportunity to win the project that I make is by commenting on Facebook or on YouTube. So I do capture those every week, and I put all of the names into a box here, so I've got them all ready to go. We had a lot of commenters this time, so I'm really grateful. So let's go ahead and see who is our winner. All right, our winner this time is Pam. There you go, Pam. So thank you for commenting and watching. And thank you to everyone, actually. I really greatly appreciate that. So there we go. That's our project from last time. And this week, we are focusing on our annual catalog, which will be expiring on May 2nd. So we only have a few more weeks to enjoy all of the wonder that is in this catalog. Today's project is one of our retiring stamp sets. And I did publish a couple weeks ago the last chance list. So this is the list that Stampin' Up! Puts out, and there are literally hundreds of products on here that are clearanced out, and they are retiring. So it's basically our last opportunity to purchase them. Some of them are deeply discounted, and I did go through the ones that I have to try to find one that wasn't sold out yet. So the thing about it is that these items do sell out pretty quickly. And the one set that I had that is still available is called the Timeless Tulips. So we're right here on page 38. It's this really pretty builder set. It has the tulips and all the leaves and the stems, which are stamped individually. It is a distinctive stamp set, which means that it has this little emblem here that says distinctive. And that is a process that Stampin' Up! Uses. It's an exclusive. And when they create the stamp, it basically is designed to be very lifelike. So it has a lot of detail in the actual, the stamp itself. So it's very, very lifelike. So I'll show you just exactly how that looks when I start stamping. And then it has all these beautiful sentiments. So there's Mother's Day, of course there's Easter's a week away, get well, birthday. It's just a really lovely stamp set. Let me show you how it looks. And it is right here. So it is a photopolymer set, and you can see mine has been greatly used and loved. It's a lot of the stamps are pink now because we've used them. And there are 15 in the set. And this stamp set is on sale for just $14.40. So it's a really nice one to have for a lot of different occasions. Very feminine. It's a very springtime, as I said, and I simply love it. So the project we're going to make is this one right here, which is on page 39. So we're going to make this one. We're going to use some designer paper, a little bit of stamping. We're going to punch out those tulips and leaves and make a really pretty card. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to keep my catalog here on the side. And, oh, there's a few things I forgot to grab. My glue and my dimensionals. And I think I have everything else ready. All right, so of course we're going to be using the stamp set, and then the coordinating punch looks like this, and it has this nice tulip shape as well as the leaf. So we're going to be using this punch, and this is a carryover punch. It's not going to retire. If I could just get it open here. Let's see. Oh, it's really stuck. My goodness. Plus, I just put lotion on my hands, so that doesn't help either. There we go. Okay, so the punches, they can remain in the locked position, which looks like this, so that basically these are stackable, they take up less room, and then when we're ready to use them, we just release the clasp here, and that opens it up and enables it to be ready to use. So we're going to be using this, and this punch is just 18, so that is definitely carrying over and available. And then our products we're using on our card, this particular card is a square card. So see, this is kind of the normal shape, more rectangular. This one is just cut down a little bit to make it a square, and it is definitely still mailable. So what we are going to do is take a piece of our basic white, and I cut this at 8.5 by 4 1/4, and then I scored at 4 1/4. So it's going to make this nice square shaped card, mailable, of course, so no extra postage or anything required there. So we have a piece of basic white, and then I have some additional scraps, some longer strips of basic white that we're going to do the tulips and the leaves on. And then I have a piece cut for my sentiment, also basic white. And then this is kind of the star of our show here. This is the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper, and it is a specialty paper. So I do have one piece cut, which is going to fit on the front of the card. And then I have another piece cut, which is also from this pack, which is striped. So I just have a little sample of that. And then this paper is, again, retiring. I don't have much left in terms of full pieces because we did use this for a class, and the designs are absolutely beautiful. They're so pretty. Anytime there's anything called specialty, typically it would have a little bit of like a gold foil pattern to it, which makes it just a little bit more than our regular designer series paper. But look how pretty these are. They all go together, and they're just this beautiful design. Look at that one, so pretty. Here's another green one. And yeah, so it's absolutely beautiful. I really love this, and I thought it would be nice to feature on this card. But of course, we could use any designer paper. That's the nice part and versatility of Stampin' Up. We can simply pick something else that's in the same color family, or just kind of do whatever we want, really. So it's just the ideas are right here in the catalog for us to use. All right, I think the first thing that we will do is to stamp our tulips. So I have my stamp ready. We're going to be using Daffodil Delight ink for that. And then for the stem and the leaves, we're going to be using Old Olive. And this is one of the greens that is in the designer paper, so it absolutely will coordinate. And then our sentiment as well. What a beautiful difference one single life makes. And that will also be stamped in the green ink. All right, let's begin with our tulips. So I'm going to use a longer, wider piece of our basic white. And what I like to do when stamping and then punching out a shape is I like to figure out which way the shape is in the punch, the orientation. So therefore I know which way to stamp my image. So I know that I'm going to be feeding the paper from the top, and what I did is I just cut my paper wide enough to be able to feed from the top and then to be able to punch out each of the shapes. So let me show you how that works. I've got my Daffodil Delight ink here. And again, my stamp, you can see how pink it is and red because we've used it a lot. And that does happen with the photopolymer stamps. They do the color of the pinks, reds, oranges will discolor the photopolymer itself. So, and that is fine. It cleans up fine. It's usable. You can see I got a really beautiful image here. But look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So that is the distinctive. So we can see all of the different variations in the shades of color that are a result of just the way that Stampin' Up! Creates the stamp. And I'm going to do a second one here, like that. Okay, so we're done with that part. And I'm just going to clean off my stamp with my chamois. Okay, and then I'm going to punch these. So really, really easy. So the first one I'm just going to feed in, and see how I left a little bit of space in between the two stamps. So all I have to do is line this up and then punch. So really, really easy. And then I'm just going to tear off this part here so I'll be able to fit that back into the punch to do the second one. And sometimes if we have a little extra, just tear that off. Okay, and then the second one, there's going to be a little bit of white space all the way around the image, and that is on purpose. Okay, so there are my two tulips. So pretty. All right, and then our next step is to do our leaves. So I have a longer strip, and then there are 3 different leaves in the stamp set itself. So they are all a little bit different shaped, a little bit skinny. We want the one here that we're going to be punching. This fatter one coordinates exactly with the punch. So that is the one that I want to stamp. And I have that mounted here on my block. And again, oh, sorry, my dog is barking. And then again, I want to have that in the right direction. So when I place that into the punch, it will be in the right direction. Okay, I think I have it right here. Yes, okay. So we're just going to ink that up and stamp. Pretty. I love Old Olive. It is, I think, my favorite green of all the different greens that we have. All right, so we have 3 of those, and then I'll clean off my stamp here. And then on the other side of my block, this is the one I just used. I'm going to do some stamping on the designer paper with this one, so I'm going to keep that ready to go. All right, while I have the green open, actually, I think I will go ahead and stamp my sentiment. And so again, it's very discolored, but it's a-okay. And then our sentiment will be like that. Okay. All right, next I'm going to start putting my card together a little bit because we do have to do some stamping on that designer paper first. So here's our piece of paper, and it looks like they have the majority of the orange is kind of at the top and the pink is at the bottom. I'm just going to bring in my scrap paper here, and then I'm going to place my tulips approximately where they're going to be on the card, like that. And then I have the one stamp. This is the stem stamp, ready to stamp with. So I need to put a stem on each of these flowers. So I'm just kind of looking at my catalog here. And I have these here just for a visual. I'm not going to stamp with them in place. I'm going to lift them in just a second here. But this just helps me to get a visual of where I want those stems to be, since I'm stamping right on the designer paper. So then when I go to mount that onto the paper, my flower will be in the right place where I wanted it to be. And then this one, kind of on an angle like that. Okay, that looks good. And then I need to stamp that flower, or the leaf, excuse me. So I'm going to use this more, the skinnier leaf. And I'm going to put that right here onto this stem, like that. And then I need one more on the bottom down here, like that. Okay, that looks great. And then I think we can start assembling now. So I'll pull away my scrap paper. And I'm going to bring in my card base. Oh, I forgot to stamp my, or punch out the leaves here. Okay, so I'm just going to feed this from the top, line it up. So there's one. I know, Bear. My dog does not like punching. It bothers him, so he's over here crying. All right, and then we'll do the second one. Nice and easy. And then our third one. And my piece is a little small here, so I'm going to grab a Post-it note and place that onto, make like a little bit of a handle onto my piece of cardstock so I can easily maneuver that into my punch. Okay, that looks good. So I have those 3 leaves, and then this piece is going to be glued on to the face of my card. Look how pretty that would be too, though. I love that piece, that color, the pink with the gold. All right, and my glue is failing me. Let me grab another one. Hold on. All right, let's see if this one will work. Nope, not to be. All right, I have to grab my seal. So I'll just put a little bit of seal in each corner. All right, and then that will be placed flush to the top of my card and then flush on either side of my card as well. Okay, that looks good. And then I have this little piece of this striped white and gold striped paper. So that's going to be placed. I think it'll be easiest if I just put the seal on my card itself, like this. And then I'll lay this on my card. So right along the bottom, actually I'm going to have that gold, I'm going to shift it a little bit because I want more of that gold to show. Okay, that looks good. And then I'll just trim off the extra, like this. Nice and easy. All right, and then our tulips need to be placed on the card. And I think I'll pop those up with dimensionals. So there's one, kind of in that direction, and the other, look how pretty, like that. And then our leaves also, I think I will pop those up as well. These will only require one dimensional. All right, and then we have one in this direction like that. And another one is kind of like sort of up in the middle here, like that. And then the third one is over like so. There we go. And then the final step is our sentiment. So I think that one I shall just put on a little bit of seal instead of popping that up, because we're putting it over these leaves which are already popped up. And that should go right about like that. There we go. And then we'll use our bone folder and get that edge nice and crisp. And voila, what a pretty card. Nice and easy. Let me bring in the catalog here. Wow, I made quite a mess here. Get all my stuff out of the way. Okay, so there's the catalog card, and then here is my version. That is so pretty. Didn't need any bling or any ribbons or anything today. Just by itself was just enough. Having this shimmery gold and white paper gives it a nice shine. So that is really pretty. I'm so happy with that one. A couple of other cards that were made with this stamp set and the punch. Here's one here. And then the tulip was actually punched. That's in the background. And then two of the leaves were punched to make the foreground of the tulip itself. So it's really interesting how the two pieces of the punch created that entire tulip. So just an alternate way to use it. Here's another one that I had done a while back. So pretty. Love the color and how real and lifelike that looks. And then here's another one that was made. So it's a really pretty stamp set and coordinating punch, and I hope that you enjoyed that. A little bit of housekeeping just before we go. And that is for my mini retreat. Today is the final day to register for that. It will be held on Sunday, April 24th. And this is a farewell to our annual catalog. So it will be held here at my studio. And we'll be making 6 cards. We're using all retired products. There will be a goodie bag and a raffle and table gifts, ordering special, snacks, etc. And the all-inclusive price is just $45. And this can also be ordered to go. So if anybody can't attend in person, I can provide everything to them to do this at home. So it's a nice option. And again, today is the deadline to register for that. Okay, I think that is all. If I can help anybody with an order, please let me know. And our host code for this month is A6D2BC74. So if you could include that on your order, that is greatly appreciated. And okay, so I guess that is it. Thank you again for joining me today, and I will see you again next time. Take care and have a great week. Bye-bye.